Good morning and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Starting off another year. A lot of us never thought we'd see this many of them, but we have. And I'm grateful because you're still around to come out here and honor the other vets who unfortunately didn't make it this far. They had families, probably grew up in the same type of neighborhood you did, probably went to the same type of schools you did. But in some way, some manner along the line, the system failed them. They served their country for a period of time honorably, and that qualifies them to be here amongst the other heroes buried here. And that's all we ask. We have no burials coming from Los Angeles today, but we do have burials that have occurred since last week. Bill?
The names of the veterans without family that have already been buried that we're doing honors for today are as follows. Charles Marshall, United States Army. Roy McVaughn, United States Army. James Williams, United States Army. Hardy Mitchell Ward, United States Air Force. And Robert Lowe, Merchant Marines.
I often think when I come out here and I start my talk that it's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be here because we get to do something that many people never get to do. We get to honor men and women who have served this country honorably and are being laid to rest. It's a pleasure to be here to do that every week. These men and women have served our country honorably. They are the ones who guaranteed our freedom, our ability to do what we want when we want. So I look forward to these Wednesdays. I love coming here on Wednesday mornings. I do not know your name, nor for which battle you died. I do not know your home, nor the tears that were cried. I do not know where you rest, nor the promises broken. I do not know your uniform, and your fears lay unspoken. But I know your spirit exists, that your courage is admired, and your sacrifice is honored by each soul that's inspired. And I offer you from my heart, thank you to the guardians unknown for offering yourself for us all, that we may keep this freedom in our home. A brief reading from the Bible. This is from Romans and Isaiah. I am able to do so far beyond all that you ask or imagine. Come to me with positive expectations, knowing there is no limit to what I can accomplish. Ask my spirit to control your mind so that you can think great thoughts of me. Do not be discouraged by the fact that many of your prayers are yet unanswered. Time is a trainer teaching you to wait upon me, to trust in me. A brief prayer. Dear God, we ask that you honor these men that we think about today that have been buried at this beautiful cemetery during the past week. We ask that you bless all of our troops that are serving everywhere around the world, and our first responders that answer the call to keep us safe. God bless you all, and God bless the United States of America. Amen.
Amen. When Bill mentioned the gentleman from the Merchant Marines, it reminded me of something that I read during this past week regarding WASPs. Does anybody know what they are? Women's Air Reserve Service. And they ferried the planes from the United States to Europe during World War II. And some of them made several trips to keep our fighting men fighting. I believe it was in 1972 they were granted veteran status along with the merchant marines that served during World War II. Most merchant marines are not eligible for veteran status. Those that did serve during World War II and were trained by the Navy actually became members of the Navy without even knowing it. So they were granted veteran status also. Here recently, one of the big shots at the Veterans Administration, not the Veterans Cemetery, but the Veterans Administration decided that this 97-year-old lady whose daughter had had her cremated and wanted her buried in one of the cemeteries in Arlington was refused.
Yeah.
And so now there's a fight on to get that straightened out. The reason they give is that the national cemeteries belong to the Veterans Administration. Arlington belongs to the Army. So it's up to the Army to make or allow or deny burial in Arlington. So if you know any people who's got power, these people need to be allowed to be buried in Arlington just as any other vet. There was only 700 of these women that did this. Like most of World War II, they're gone, or they're going fast. So, just to let you know what's going on out there. If we cannot do him honor while he's here to hear the praise, then at least let's give him homage at the ending of his days. Perhaps just a simple headline in a paper that would say, "Our country is in mourning. A soldier died today."
Amen.
Thank you all for being here.